We are.
Okay. Good morning, everyone on Facebook and on YouTube later on. We are back from our Minnesota ice fishing adventure. We got back late last night.
It was an adventure.
Yeah, it was. In fact, we got to mention something you didn't even get to see. You were sleeping on the way back. But anyway, we had a fantastic time. Vicky did win the fishing contest by like a lot. Dad and I just barely did not get skunked. Dad's was bigger than mine, but mine, I'll show you a picture in a minute of mine. But anyway, welcome to our live training session. Normally speaking, this would be a training deal where, and I'm going to talk a little bit about a subject, but in most cases, this would be, I'd be running the router or we'd be doing something. This one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk about the trip a little bit. We got a couple announcements. I'm going to talk a little bit about finishing and maybe some issues that you've been having there. But to begin with, I guess what are we going to do, babe? We're going to talk about the trip a little bit. Mm-hmm. So, go ahead.
The fishing queen is behind the camera.
Yeah.
Where she's staying.
So we flew out on Tuesday went to Chicago and then on to Minneapolis and then into International Falls.
Morning, Paul. Sorry. Paul
Green. And then we rented a car and drove about 2 hours to Lake of the Woods, way up in Minnesota.
Zippo Bay.
Zippo Bay, and the owners there, Nick and Deanna, were just, everybody was just amazing. It was just so cool.
Yeah, as a group of people, I've never seen a more friendly group of people than the people back there. Maybe ice fishing has something to do with it, but just everybody that we met, even that weren't involved in the airports and the stores, just the people back there were just exceptionally friendly people. Yeah. It's just we were just amazed at it.
We were way out in the lake, although there was a lot of people a lot further out, and we had people that worked there. One guy in particular named Vince that stopped by at least 4 or 5 times, and his son stopped by.
And he even brought his own rods for us to fish with. What we had was what the place furnished, but his were a little better because they were rods and reels, and he brought those out for us to fish with, just because he thought we should have a little bit better equipment. No charge, it's just part of what he does.
All right, so we're going to show some pictures. So the first picture was in Minneapolis. John, we kind of set this up, and we met with some people here.
All right.
So John Euros is the guy in the white, and then there was Mike and Mary.
They're sitting down there.
They're over here sitting down. Mike and Mary Okestrom. And then Jeff and Joyce Lambert. I'm looking from the backside. They're over here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff and Joyce Lambert. We just had an amazing time. We had a 4.5 hour layover in Minneapolis. So John Euros took us over to Mall of America, and we sat there and had some lunch and just yacked and talked.
Kind of wandered around, looked at the mall and all that. It's just a tremendously huge mall and hotel complex. It's just huge with all kind of stuff inside that you just couldn't hardly believe.
Yeah, I got a new hat at the Vikings store, so that was definitely on my list, my bucket list to
go
to
the Vikings had their own store there. I think there was a Minnesota Twins store, and just every kind of a food store that you can imagine for a mall, as far as the food malls, but just tremendously huge mall. I think it was 3 levels or 4 levels.
Yeah.
They have an aquarium down at the very bottom, at the bottom level, and they get carnival rides and bog rides, and just it's like an amusement park inside of a big mall.
But we had so much fun. Yeah, I had so much fun. Just oh, by the way, is the sound showing up on there? Oh, that's good. We didn't do a sound check. So anyway, we got back late last night. We're just kind of trying to unbury all the stuff that we got to do, but we got to get this in. So here is some pictures from the trip.
I'm not going to try to zoom in.
Yeah, I'm just going to kind of go through them. That's one of the sunsets
Sunset when we were driving in.
when we were coming in.
Bay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got there late at night. Didn't have a chance to see the surrounding stuff until the next
Okay,
day.
this one's cool. I'm going to zoom in.
This one is what they call them, walleye, I think,
walleye, yeah.
in Baudette. I think that's how you say it, Baudette.
About it.
I
Baudette.
think so. From the looks of it.
Yeah. It was, this was across the street from a little store that we stopped at, and just really cool. And then here's a sunrise, actually from the ice, from our little house. We went out one morning and took some pictures. So I'm just going to kind of scroll through these pictures. There's a little Jeep that we rented, 4-wheel drive. Fortunately, we had a 4-wheel drive because we definitely needed it at times. It was some interesting ice driving. Here's our little fishing house.
That's what we stayed in for 2 days.
Yep.
It had bunks, and you'll see a little bit more in the pictures. It has bunks and holes in the ice, and
Many of you are already seen the video too.
a
But
little outhouse out and back.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was great.
yeah. Here's I don't know who the heck this is. Some dude.
That dude.
Some dude. I'm surprised he didn't have a more depressed look on his face
That
at
was
that
before
point.
you didn't.
That was before the huge disappointment of losing. And there's Dad. Actually, it was really
There's another
comfortable.
loser.
It was really comfortable inside that little house.
Ended up taking off all the jackets.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like 5 degrees outside, but inside of the house it was about
65 or 70. Yeah.
something like
So the ice was, I measured it, was like 2 foot thick. And this, so we were fishing mostly with live minnows. And I guess Vicky's were more alive than ours. Because and here is the winning fish. Was this a walleye or a sauger?
That was a sauger.
That was a sauger, I think. Daryl. Brenneman's calling. So this is, the winning fish was 13 inches, I think.
Yeah, we had a pool where each of us put in $10 for the first fish, and then $10 for the biggest fish.
And here's my huge fish. But he was mine. And this was this a walleye or a sauger? I'm not sure. I think this was actually a sauger. I don't think I actually caught a
I had
walleye.
a picture of your dad's too in there.
Yeah.
There it is. Oh.
No, that's not it. Dad's is, where is Dad's?
it?
Oh, you didn't print out Dad's fish.
Yeah, it was about the same size.
It was so small you couldn't print it out and recognize it. That's what it was.
So here's a picture of one of Vicky's where the live minnow was kind of stuck.
He didn't even have a really little tiny hook.
He just barely, he
hooked
was
his
just
lip,
barely
yeah.
hooked. I missed a couple good sized fish, but yeah, that's another story. And here's another one of Vicky's huge fish. She loves this picture. I think this is now her desktop.
My desktop.
Yeah.
On my phone anyway.
And then out on the ice, they had this really cool place, an igloo little restaurant.
I'm hoping Daryl left a voicemail, so it's
So we, this was a little restaurant slash bar slash fishing house. So these, the tables in here on one side of this little igloo, this is me and Dad walking to it. On one side, they actually had holes in the ice where you could fish and just sit there and eat. Yeah. It was really cool, really neat, very popular. That's right out in the middle of the lake. Well, not in the middle, but it was on the lake.
You could sit there and fish and lie about the fish you caught and just all kinds of stuff.
And here's one last picture of sunrise. But it was beautiful. And it wasn't near as bitter cold as what we had kind of anticipated. Fortunately, I think they were having kind of I don't know if it was a heat wave or...
Well, they said it was warm for them because
Yeah.
it was all the way up to like 40 degrees. Huh?
Yeah, but it was 5 degrees the day we left in there. I think there's probably a storm rolling in there right now. But the wind...
It still wasn't, it wasn't like bitter cold because we were comfortable in the cabin, but it was...
But even outside, the wind wasn't really blowing hard like it sometimes does, like most of the time does. So it would have been a lot colder outside had the wind not been, or because the wind wasn't blowing so hard.
No, we were pretty comfortable.
But we had
The cabin beds weren't real first rate, but they were
Still
sleepable.
slept pretty good.
Yeah, they folded up against the wall and then laid down, so there was actually places for 4 people to sleep in there, just the 3 of us, but plenty of room, and man, we are way high. If we ever do it again, we're going back to Zipple Bay, no doubt about it, because those people were just amazing, Okay, so let's get into what I want to talk about on finishing a little bit. Now, you guys know that one of the last videos we did with the collaboration with Chris Berry, the Idaho painter, he suggested that we use this Czar polyurethane that is water-based.
You don't need me in here for this.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
you do need me. Oh,
Yeah. Sorry.
never mind.
Because you're going to ask questions, I'm sure, about this. So, anyway, but this water-based polyurethane, I have not tried it yet. So, but he suggests that we use this and brush it on. Now, here's one issue that may occur when you do that with any kind of a brush on, and there's a reason that and I'm going to use it, and I haven't tried it yet. So first of all, my first thing is make sure that before you put anything brand new that you haven't tried before on a customer sign, don't do that. Try it on a scrap piece, even if it's just a practice board or whatever. Try it on scrap piece first, so you know how it's going to react. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, when you're brushing on a coat on a sign, let's say I'm going to put this has already got some finish on it, but if it was brand new and I just carved it and I was going to put a brush coat on this, the thing that might happen is that with a brush, you might be pulling off some of this black, or if you don't know how the black is going to react to the finish that you're putting on, it's possible, and I've had this happen, that when you put a brush across this, if somehow that finish that you're putting on reacts, I'm kind of going back and forth here, reacts to that black and causes it to bleed, you're going to be pulling some of that black across the surface of your sign. So what I always do is I put the first coat of any finish that I'm going to put on a sign, whether it's this or the Krylon or whatever, and that's where your experimentation. Now, I've been meaning to do this, but I just haven't got to it yet. I'm going to experiment with putting a coat of this down first.
What have you been doing for the last few days?
Well, for the last few weeks, I haven't been doing my experimentation like I wanted to, but anyway, so my suggestion is whatever you're going to put on there, if you're going to put a brush coat on, or 2 or 3 brush coats, find something that you can use as a spray coat down first. What that will do is that will seal that black, so that and anything that if you have some little chips and stuff in there, it will seal that and hopefully hold all that down, so that when you go back with your brush, you won't be pulling some of that black across the surface of your sign. So this is the way I'm going to do it, even though Chris...
George Cephas has joined us.
George Cephas, how are you, my friend? George Cephas, old school buddy. Known George since 6th grade, I think. George and Sandy. Anyway, so be sure that whatever you do, put a spray coat down first, because that will seal that black. And then when you put your brush coat just in case that this affects that black somehow, it won't pull it across the surface of your sign.
You want to be sure that that your spray coat is dry before you go on with the brush coat. coat, right?
Correct. Good point. Yeah. Let your spray coat dry a day, or depending on what it is, you may have to only let it dry and the temperature for a half hour or so, and then you can put your brush coat on. But you know, you might want to give it a few hours.
Dry before you start brushing another.
Yeah.
Another.
So that's an issue that I've seen come up many times. Is that first of all, make sure you experiment and don't try something brand new on a customer's sign. So that's just something I wanted to kind of go over. It was kind of a last second deal. So next, I'm going to let you talk about this because the sign carvers of the day, I got a huge stack of them. I want to go over those. I left them out there at my desk.
You want me to go get them?
No, I'll go get them. So talk about that, Dad.
All right.
That is full size.
All right.
Hold it up.
Yeah, this is a new premium member pattern. Is that a good picture there?
Yeah, just hold it right there for a minute. Oh, that was painful.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I forgot. I'm heading out to but I left the mic in here. So talking to the
All
mic.
right.
Oh, okay. Talking to the
Okay,
mic.
hold it there and talk.
Okay, this is a new pattern. It's our monthly pattern for the premium members, and it'll also be added to our line. So even if you're not a premium member, you can still order it. And it's just like all of our other patterns. It's used for layout. It has to do with a Christian theme for warriors, for our veterans. So it's just a new pattern. So I'll let you get back to Eric.
That'll be the layout template of the month for next month. I don't know. Did
Yeah.
you say that?
I think I did.
So yeah, within the next week or so. Yeah, this next week we'll show the whole set. We'll have a whole set of
Christian set.
a Christian set. Yeah. So there'll be 10 different ones, but this will be the pattern of the month for the premium members. Okay. So what's next on the agenda, babe? Are we going right into sign carvers of the day? We are.
Just
Okay.
one thing I want to mention. I saw a really neat T-shirt back there. I didn't even mention it to Eric and Vicky. Not a T-shirt, but a sweatshirt. One of the ice fishermen who's wearing a sweatshirt, and it showed an ice fisherman with a rod with a lure hanging off of it, and it says it had kind of a question. It says, "Can I dip my jig in your ice hole?" I thought that was kind of funny.
All right.
I wish I had a picture of that.
Well, I don't know if everybody will like that, but if George is still watching, George Cephas, he'll love that.
Can I dip my jig in your ice hole?
You know,
I think that's tremendous.
oh, well, we're glad you're happy with that, Dad. The one thing that you didn't get to see when we were driving back, there was actually we saw tons of deer on the road between Lake of the Woods and International Falls, where we had to drive back to, and there was a dead deer that got hit by a car on the side. And as we were approaching, maybe a quarter of a mile away, all of the crows, of course, flew away because there was crows all over it. But as we drove right up to it, there was a bald eagle on top of that dead deer. He must have been 18 to 20 inches tall. I mean, he was huge, and he just sat right there and watched us. I wish I had turned around and got a picture of him because he was cool looking. Just huge bald eagle.
Dozing. There was a lot of dozing time for me.
It was
it
was cool.
I can't miss my little nappy.
All right, so sign carvers of the day. You guys can see I got pretty good stack here. So I want to go into this. These are kind of the order that they came into.
All right.
They
so
came into us.
What I want to have you do is kind of pick a place where they're going to be. You're going to hold
All
them
right.
up
Okay.
so that I can just zoom in on them.
And just stay right there. Okay, so
All right. So
is that going to work?
Hold on.
So Kent Cogan,
He just came online too.
Kent did?
Yep.
This is amazing. Kind of a superimposed Donald Trump over the flag. Just
All right. Keep them all right there.
Kent is pretty amazing.
Wow, that's awesome.
Isn't that cool? I think it's so neat. No, I don't care, where politically you are, but man, how can you not like the work that he did on that thing? And let's see, Charlie Daly. Here's kind of This is kind of a, looks like a kind of displays, a sign display. Am I holding it in the right place?
Yeah, but just right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying. Okay. Good job, Charlie. So these are all pictures that, in case any of you don't know, pictures that people send in to us. And here's two of them, two more from Brian Costel up in Canada. And this one, you can see kind of stained around the outside of the fish. And a lot of you guys are doing that kind of thing, where you're staining this, but leaving the regular wood color here and staining the outside. And you know what? That's really cool. I'm gonna have to try some of that. And then a second one, and he's only been carving 4 months. Incredible. And here's the second one from Brian. And then this one looks like it was on a piece of that pine. And this one, he didn't stain around the outside of it, but came out really, really well. Good? All right. So we've got people tuning in? Or is it too late on a Saturday morning? Here's kind of a cool version of a Chevy emblem. Kind of a Chevy bow tie.
Is that the Grim Reaper?
Yeah. Yeah. Pointed toward Ford's, I suppose. Yeah.
John Saunders, very nice.
Great job, John. And guess who? Gerald Brenneman. I think he just tried to call, didn't he?
He did.
And it seems like he does that every time.
He
Yeah.
wants to make sure he's heard.
Yeah. Daryl, great job. He is down in Apache Junction right now, but he is a native of Iowa, I believe. Great guy. That's kind of his versions of the little ribbon signs.
Yeah, great signs. Good job, Daryl.
Randy Edgar, his first signs. Down lower.
There you go. Good.
Look at that. Incredible for his first sign. Amazing. And then he's got a second one here too. This one will have turned kind of sideways.
Sure, a lot of talent out there in the sign carving world.
Oh man, it's amazing.
Just
It's amazing.
really incredible. We get pictures of people with their first or second sign that, I mean, it looks like they've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Just really nice stuff.
All right, this one, Gary Zellner. Gary's been with us for a long time.
Hold it up a little. Yeah, there you go.
So what he did here, trying to, because I asked him about this specifically, is how he got that black line on there. And he used a paint pen in the groove with a 90-degree background. So he used the 90 degree to do the background around the red letters, or around the letters, and then he used a paint pen and went inside of that groove that he cut with a 90-degree V-groove. Rather than on the outside, he went on the inside and put that paint pen. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Neat. I wasn't sure exactly how he did it,
Yeah.
so I emailed him and asked him, and he said that's how he did it. Tim McCall. You guys are incredible. And I will... we have, by the way, in case you guys don't know, on Facebook, in Dave Signs albums, there's an album in there with all of the sign carvers of the day. Well, not all of them, but there's over 260 or something in there, and I've got probably another 100 to add that I will be adding soon along with these to that album. So if you guys want to see a bunch of these, and I get that question quite a bit.
Yeah, and it gives you good ideas on what somebody else has done, gives you good ideas on what you can do for your customers.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent stuff in there.
Yeah. So go check out the album SCOTD, Sign Carver of the Day, underneath Dave's Signs in the in our Facebook page. Very first sign. Check that out.
Wow, very nice.
Is it still showing up on camera?
And who is that?
This is Dan Smith.
Dan Smith.
Very first sign. Incredible.
Okay.
Man.
Getting a lot of just this.
I'm sorry. I'm admiring them too.
I know.
And then Andy Earl. Pretty cool. Andy does some amazing stuff. Great guy. We're going to be meeting him in June. He and his wife Kimmy are coming out to Vegas, and we're going to go over and have lunch with them. Now this one, man, the picture doesn't do it justice.
And who is that?
John Moore.
John Moore.
So it's 10 inches by 4 foot long, and it was for,
Down there.
sorry, for a Wichita, like a reserve or something.
Okay.
Okay, check that out. Isn't that cool? And this one is really cool. This is Ryan Cater.
There we go.
Ryan Cater, son of David Cater, very first sign.
He did that?
He did that, yeah.
Good job,
God, I should have written his age down, but I think he's around 10 or 11. Yeah.
Sort of reminds me of the first sign that you did.
Yeah.
He did one back in the, I guess it was in the 70s, early 70s.
Early 70s, yeah.
He did one of O.J. Simpson as a running back. Just a great sign.
Yeah, that was OJ.
Before his prison days.
Yeah. Before he went to prison,
Yeah.
before all that other stuff happened. He used to run pretty good with the football.
Earlier O.J.
He ran pretty good with that football. Mark Stallings.
Okay.
Good? All right. So you guys, remember we're doing a Q&A, so if you guys have some questions, something we can answer for you, let us know. We'll keep doing the sign carvers of the day. Steve McCullough.
All right. Hold it up a little. They want me to zoom in.
Oh, okay.
But we get a lot of just blank time, so if you can
Okay.
go a little faster. All right.
And it looks good on the camera. Steve McCullough is the one that prints our shirts and our hats and our cups and stuff. Great job, Steve. Dave Stover. Really cool stuff. Doing a lot of stall signs. And he found that niche and says he's overwhelmed with orders on stall signs. Obviously, quality stuff. Here's one that's interesting. Carl and Ginger Salt down in Florida.
There you go.
Great job, you guys. Blown away by all you guys' stuff. Sorry, I've got to fold some of these. Who is this, Robert Repine?
Yep.
Yeah.
Senior, yeah. Okay.
Yeah? Good? Beautiful. Frontier letters there, or the Western style. This one, Charlie Bailey. So I hope this is valuable for you guys, that you, again, you'll be able to see them on Facebook before too long. But I know a lot of guys get inspiration from new sign carvers. Of course, some of these have been around for a while. This is Will Pena. He's our buddy down in Tucson.
Okay.
Yeah? Very nice stuff. And Bob Hatch, check this out.
From Freiburg, Maine.
From Freiburg, Maine. This is his niche. Does a lot of these kinds of signs, and he does all different kinds of signs, but his niche really is the hunting and fishing guides and forestry department back there. Just does tons of great stuff. Bob Hatch, great guy. And this is Robert Repine Sr. again. So this is one he did.
This is one, I know he wanted me to do a template for this. Some of the templates that I've been getting asked for are so copyrighted, you guys, I cannot make templates for them. I can't bring them into the program. So You can send me your emails and ask, for me to look at, but some of them I just can't do. That was one of them.
This was for a retired state trooper friend of his. This one's really neat. There's actually a kind of a cool little niche for nurseries or little signs for little kids' rooms and doors in their bedrooms and stuff.
That one's from Jim Odie.
Yeah, Jim Odie.
Okay.
Wish the picture was a little clearer. All right, so this one is really neat. Tommy Murray. This is a box that he made. I've got actually more pictures on here, I think. Sorry, it's kind of... So let's see. It took him about 30 hours to create this.
Okay, you hold... Wait.
Am I...
There you go.
There?
There.
I think I've got one more picture of it too. Or maybe I don't. No, I guess that's the only pictures. But it took him like 30 hours to make that. Just incredible, incredible stuff. Beautiful box. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
And that's a neat, really neat niche as well. Pet owners. I think it was a box for the ashes.
There you go.
And this is from
Daryl
Wilkerson, yeah. From Oklahoma. And this is his first sign. Incredible.
Okay.
Incredible stuff. His first sign. Wow, you guys just really amaze me. All right. I'm trying to go fast here, guys. Rich Gentry. This is for his daughter that works at Disney World and loves Alice in Wonderland. Is it showing up over there?
Yeah, good.
Okay.
That's just a little...
Oh,
There you go. Kind of dropped it.
okay. Got it. And another one from Robert Repine Sr. This one is really cool. Okay, good. How are we doing on time? We're good?
Yeah.
Go a little faster. All right. I'll go faster. This one's really neat too. Another Christian-based. Who is that? Gosh.
Keith Berg.
Oh, Keith Berg. Yeah, he came to one of our seminars. Very nice. Dirk. This is who Vicky refers to as the Dirkster.
Dirkster.
Dirk Manspeak. His first Manspeaker. Very first sign. Very nice. Terry Roth, our buddy up in Washington, I believe. That's where Terry is, I believe. Great job, Terry. All right, do we have some questions? Annie?
All right, you guys, if you have questions, send them through.
Now's the time.
We got about a few more minutes of this and then we'll have more questions.
Barbara Stone.
That's pretty. I like that board.
Yeah, I think it's pine and she put a stain on it.
Excuse me again.
So that brings up another thing. When I'm putting stain on a board like this that I've already got black in, I would stain it. I would stain it after I put the black in. Now I don't know exactly how Barbara did this, but that's the reason I like spray stain, because if you wipe it off, if you put it on and then wipe it off, what can happen? Bless you. Is you can pull that black across that, just like I was talking about with the finish. So if you're going to put stain on there, that's the reason I like spray stain in a spray can when at all possible.
And you can get spray stain in light colors or dark colors or
So
ebony colors, mahogany.
this is a stool. Jack Durning found this. His wife / girlfriend, I think, I can't remember, found this chicken in a thrift store, and so he made, I thought it was so cool, we laughed about this for a long time, he made a little stool for this chicken to sit on, and that's the stool that he made for it, that the chicken is sitting on. That's just so cool. I love stuff like that. I love it. All right. Another very first sign. Jim McDonald, the Winters. Great job, Jim. I'm not even sure what kind of wood that is. I think he may have put a stain on that. All right, almost
Some of these
done here.
first signs these guys do are just amazing. It's just incredible work.
So here's a bench. Look all right? Good. Good job, Steve. I know I'm not going fast enough.
Yeah, you didn't mention Steve's name.
Steve how do you spell that? How do you pronounce that? Castanon. Castanon. Patty Myers, very first sign.
Oh, good job, Patty.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. All right. And somebody that's a Beatles fan. Walter Roberts. I don't know if Walter is a Beatles fan or made it for somebody that is. Lindsay. It seemed to me like I wish I remember more about that one. This one's really neat. Robert Dussel. So here's one from Robert Dussel. What's the matter?
Oh, you're making me crazy.
Good.
I got more pictures of just this and this than
Well,
I know. Okay.
okay.
Who was that? I'm sorry.
Robert Dussel. Dan Majetic, I believe.
Oh, I like that board.
Very nice. These rounds are very, very popular with the guys. Beautiful job.
I'm gonna use for a few more minutes.
Do we have some questions? Not that many?
Couple.
This is...
Is that Ben Mo?
Is that Ben Mo?
I don't know. It just says Ben.
I don't know. I don't know if that's Ben Mo or not. That's all he wrote on there was Ben. So you guys be sure when you send me pictures, give me as much details on them as you can, because I'll make little notes, and a first and a last name is real helpful too. Randy Hall. Randy orders lots of stuff from us on special layout letters. There's an old sideboard from a bed found at an estate sale.
Okay.
And this one is a little bit different. Another very first sign. Shane Heinrich.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Amazing for a very first sign. So I'm ripping through these today.
Oh, you gotta show Brad.
Huh?
You gotta show.
Cummings. Jerome Bowman. That way?
Go. There
Good?
You go. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll try and find that spot. Brad from Australia. His very first sign. Great guy. Brad actually called us about a month ago. Talked to him for quite a while. He's ordered a lot of layout letters and stuff from us.
Aussie Brad.
Aussie Brad. All right. Gary Hansen. For a radio station. This looks like a piece of that really nice cedar. Live edge. I love that stuff. Wish we had that available out here. One more? All right.
Oh, wait. I want to see that one.
Jim Ote. And this one is so neat.
Now, is that?
White and blue sprayed stripes. This is a shape of, that's a state.
Missouri.
Is it Missouri? Is that what it says on there? Oh, it doesn't have that
A
in.
little bit.
I just think that is so cool. White and blue sprayed stripes, and the stars and red stripes are hand painted.
Very nice.
Gosh, isn't that cool? I think that is so neat. I love some of your guys' creativity just is amazing. Here's a really neat clock. Who's that from? William Ortiz. Yeah.
Very nice.
Who did that one?
William Ortiz.
Nice job, William.
Yeah. Really a neat, very,
About time.
very,
It's like
okay.
people are having problems freezing up, but ours is
Oh.
fine, so it's not.
You don't think it's coming from us then?
No.
All right. So, let's answer some questions if we've got some. And then we've got a couple little announcements at the end.
Okay.
What do you got for questions?
Some video sketchy. Our video is fine, you guys. It's absolutely perfect and strong. So I'm not sure what's going on.
So remember for those of you that aren't aware,
They know they're going to YouTube.
yeah,
later, but
they'll be on. This will be on YouTube. We're filming with the camera too by the end. Well, within the
Alright,
next few
so
days.
We're gonna go back. I'm going all the way back.
It takes. This will be like an hour-long video, and it takes about 24 hours to post
Let's
this.
see. Some of the people we have on here: Tim Reitzer, Isaac Alvarez, Billy Booth, Paul Green, Calvin Flood, Mark Stallings. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark. Hi, guys.
Frank Jenkins,
Frank.
Paul Hughes, Will Pena, Steve Brown. Ooh, from Nova Scotia.
Who?
Steve Brown from Nova
Steve
Scotia.
Brown. How are you, Steve?
Let's see.
That's about the same weather they got in Minnesota.
Probably.
Let's see. People were just chiming in and saying hi.
I wonder if they have ice fishing in Nova Scotia. They must have.
I would
Terry
assume.
Marcotte, North Dakota, next to Minnesota, even more friendly, he says.
Even more friendly in North Dakota. We didn't make it over to North
Hi,
Dakota.
Steve and Mary.
Steve and Mary Nasby.
Any of
Hi,
you
guys.
guys has had experience ice fishing, send me an email. I want to know a little bit more about this ice fishing industry.
All right, hi guys from Ohio. Cody Schroeder from Nebraska. He said it's just as cold as Minnesota. Good morning, Dave, Erica, and Queen Vicky from the other LA, Lower Alabama.
Lower Alabama.
Hi from WPA, Western Pennsylvania. I don't know.
Probably.
Steve Nasby says,
WPA,
yeah.
Yeah.
Work Project Administration for all you old guys.
Oh, okay. Steve Nasby says, Vicky, did you catch all the fish? Steve, yes.
No.
Yes.
No,
She didn't
you guys
catch all the
caught
fish.
one.
Well, then that's not all, is it?
Bobby Lee Russell says, good morning. Jerry
Bobby Lee.
Ivy, good morning from Texas. Vicky, I told Eric you would win the fishing the other day.
Yeah,
Good
he
job.
did. He did. He did. He predicted it.
Danny Jones from Chicago.
Hey, Danny.
Did Vicky get her sweatshirt? Yes, Jeff, I did.
Yeah,
It's
she got
cool.
a nice one.
I
Yeah.
did.
From,
Lake
from
of
the
the-
igloo, that picture
From
you
Igloo,
saw,
yeah.
the igloo, she got a sweatshirt with the igloo on it.
Yeah. Lake of the Woods.
Good morning from William in New Jersey. Let's see.
Hi, William.
Terry Marcotte says, did you go to the Ice Castle Bar? I don't
Never heard of it.
Is that at the Lake of the
don't-
Woods?
Is that at the mall or at the lake or what?
I don't know.
Oh, I guess
Ice Castle Ball.
I guess she'll let us know then.
Yeah.
Or he, whoever it was.
Ice Castle.
Christy Jackie Floyd. Hey guys, love your videos. I have learned so much from you guys. So she must be.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
good.
you, Christy.
Good. Thanks for letting us know that.
And thanks
Gary,
for
That's
watching.
one of the reasons we do it is so we can pass on what we know to other people, so they can enjoy what we do like we do.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Francis Cargile. Good morning.
Hey, Francis.
You
Another
are
old
awesome
school friend. I went to school with Francis. We graduated together, yeah.
All right, Mark Stallings. Stain will do it too. I think that's talking when you were smearing or talking about
Yeah.
brushing off.
Yeah. When you
Anything you brush on, be sure that you put a finish on it before you brush it on. Otherwise, if it affects that ink, it's just going to smear it all over your sign, and then you got something for the fireplace because there's no such thing as an eraser for those signs. So
Yeah.
Okay, Clark from Syracuse, New York.
Clark Ward. Or Clark
J.C.
Letty.
Palmer. Morning, folks.
Hi, guys.
Marcella. Good morning. Francis Cargyle.
Well, a lot of guys out there Saturday, guys and gals out there Saturday morning, nothing better to do than watch us.
Chester Smith, watching from Lathrop, Manteca, California.
Hey, Chester. I remember we talked about him, I think, on the last one.
Oh, Jamie Gunter was on for a minute. I don't know if she's still there.
Hi, Jamie. Another old friend.
From the old Amway days.
Yeah, way
Yeah.
back in the day.
John-
William Ortiz asks, how big is that template?
Oh, the
3.5 inches high.
It's 3 1/4. No.
oh, the template. Oh,
Template. 3 1/4 inches high by
about 6.5 long.
6.
I'm not doing my tape.
I got my
measure.
tape.
Okay.
About roughly 6.5 inches long, 3 1/4 inches high. So I'll hold it up again.
We try to make them so they'll fit really well on a 1x6 board, a 6-inch board, which is generally around 5 inches tall.
6, you mean 6 by 24? Or?
Well, 1x6,
Yeah.
you know, but a 6-inch tall board, which is actually only 5 generally. But we like them to fit on there well.
Eliza Cruz says, love the new Christian set. It's going to be
thank
nice.
you,
You're
Eliza.
gonna
One
like
thing
it.
to mention too is that these patterns are in our computer. So if you have a pattern that you want bigger, it's possible for us to go in and blow that up to a bigger pattern for you. We don't normally do that, but if you have a big sign and somebody wants one of the patterns that we have, we certainly have the capabilities of making that a much bigger pattern, depending on what you need. Just thought I'd let you know that.
Okay, Kent Hogan says, good morning, guys and gals.
Morning, Kent.
Let's see. People are freezing it. Kent said on that one sign with the Trump on it, it says the stars and stripes are carved as well.
Yeah, I knew that, but and then the stars are out. That was the very first one. The stars he left just wood color. It didn't look like he painted them white. Is that right, Kent? It looks like those are just wood color, which kind of match the stripes. Just another, again, fantastic job, Kent.
All right, let's see. One day, one of mine will make it up there in the videos, Dave Hedrick.
Send me some pictures, Dave.
That was one of the questions I'm trying to get to. William, your clock made it. He said, hopefully my clock will make it in. Yay! And then he asked if I could zoom in. Okay, let's see. Perfect. Right there. Perfect. Clark Ward asked, do you guys print them out or do we have to send them to you, the pictures?
No, you just email them to me. But again, guys, remember that it's because there's so much going on Facebook. Most of the time I don't see them, or it's hard to do, but send them directly to my email, eric@makeawoodsign.com. If you email me those pictures, then that's what I do. I get the email, I print them out, and then I add them to the sign carvers of the day.
So you don't need to send the physical picture.
No.
Just email a picture, attach it as an attachment to an email to Eric.
Yeah.
Okay. Tony Valdez says, have you ever used glow-in-the-dark powder mixed in your resin? If so, how do you seal it?
I haven't done that, Tony, so I can't, unfortunately I can't tell you.
I have used what they call reflective glass bead that comes in several colors. You see it when you're driving down the road at night and a light shines up at night, and it's a tiny glass bead and it comes in different colors, and you can put that on your signs, and it's fairly easy to put on. You just put it on, put something on the sign itself, and then you can use a salt shaker and just sort of sprinkle a glass bead on. And then when it dries, any light that hits that at night reflects directly back to the source of the light. So if you're shining a flashlight, it comes back. If your headlight hits it, it comes back. So, but as far as putting something else in it, we haven't tried that. But I have made signs with reflective glass beads on them.
Okay, William Ortiz, my question is for Vicki. Which program do you use to make your patterns? I use Corel Draw.
Yeah, Corel Draw is what we have
6X, I think.
in all of our computers, and so that we can make up drawings in Corel Draw, then transfer them into the laser and cut the patterns we need to cut. But we use Corel Draw for nearly everything.
All right, William Ortiz. Eric, is it possible to make a 3-stage carve where one layer is deeper than the next to make it look almost 3D?
Yeah, and actually there's been a lot of our students that have done that. So you can do that, but you can also do it in such a way that it looks 3D, but it really is more 2D, but it has a 3-dimensional look, and those are real popular these days. Like, for instance, a last name, you know, Roten, and then Vicky and Eric in a script over the top of that, and it has a 3D look to it. So you can do it that way, but you can also do it in a way that that is different levels as well. It just is a lot more work involved in that. So I haven't done that yet, but I know how I would do it. And there's actually some of our people that have done it, and it looks pretty cool. It's really popular.
Jean-Marc Salzon?
Oh, from Belgium, Jean-Marc.
Okay.
How are you, Jean-Marc?
Charles Bowen, good morning. That's it. We lost a lot of people because they're having problems
Oh
with the
man,
internet.
that
So,
stinks. Okay.
we're down to
Okay. All right. Well, sorry we're having such issues on that, you guys.
This looks great.
Yeah, we don't seem to be having any issues here at all. We haven't like blinked out or nothing, huh, babe?
No.
Okay. Well, so we are going to shut it down at this point, you guys.
That's
So,
announcement.
yeah. So remember the new for premium members that this Christian, this one will be the template of the month. So all the premium members in the month of March, this will be March, right? Yeah. And then the new set will come out. We'll have that available this next week. Vicky's got them pretty much done. I just got to get them carved and all of that. But so we'll be doing that this next week. The other big announcement is while we were gone for 3.5 days, whatever it was, our daughter Rachel kind of covered things for us here. Answered the phone, did tons of work.
Fed the dogs and the hogs.
Fed the animals, kind of kept things rolling. And so we really want to give her a big shout out. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for covering for us. We wouldn't have been able to go away and do what we did without you covering for us. So it's kind of a cool little family support system that we got here. Yeah, so thank you so much, sweetheart. And many of you know who Rachel is. She's been on camera before. Actually, she's out in the laser room working right now, I think. Again, a big shout out to her. Well, nope, there she goes.
She's driving away.
She's driving away.
Her day's done.
Yeah, she did what she needed to do.
She wasn't going to work today, but she came in to get some stuff.
Just to help us, yeah. So thank you to her. Thank you again to the people that did the meetup at the Mall of America.
Yeah, that was really above and beyond anything we expected.
Yeah.
For people to come out and meet us.
Great people.
On our
and
trip.
and Jeff, by the way, is responsible for our
For me winning $60. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, the Jeff that we met at the Mall of America, it was his email that started this whole ice fishing.
It was actually a phone call. Actually, I was talking to him on the phone.
Yeah.
He's the one that kind of spurred the idea, and then I passed the idea on to Dad, and he said, "Do it." So thanks, Jeff. So my pocket's $20 lighter. Thanks. You could have given me some more tips on how to beat her, but anyway, that's.
Well, he gave me plenty of fishing tips, but it just somehow
Didn't work.
It just wasn't working.
Actually, this
I didn't get any.
then Vicky was fishing where I was supposed to be fishing anyway. So
That's
all
right.
the fish she caught was supposed to be mine.
Well,
Yeah.
that was your fault because you went over to the other ice hole.
Yeah, but I was just being nice and let you.
Yeah, I think we were both being nice and let her
Whatever.
win. Yeah.
Not my skill.
Yeah.
Your niceties. Thank
Those
you.
were all my fish.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's the way it goes when you're dealing with the queen. All right, you guys, that is it. We're going to sign off now. So I will try and get this on YouTube in the next 48 hours, just depending on how YouTube's going to function for me.
But this wasn't really so much as a live training session. That is, we didn't teach a lot about sign carving, but we got we got a lot of stuff across, a lot of sign covers of the day,
Well,
a lot
let's
of
just kind of
pictures,
keep it in touch.
and a lot of
Yeah.
lot of talk about our fishing trip. So that's part of it.
So thanks again, you guys. Monday morning, coffee and questions. So we will do that again. So if you missed the questions on here, send me an email. Remember, eric@makeawoodsign.com. Questions, pictures, send me pictures for sign carvers of the day, and we'll get them on the show. And everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you guys on Monday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.